and butter. Hi everybody, welcome to the Bare Necessities. I'm Bear, if you haven't figured that out by now. And today we are making one of the children of the French mother sauces. The mother sauces are a series of 6 different sauces that are used as the basis for pretty much everything in French cuisine, and really in a lot of just everything. Like, you'd be surprised how much influence French cuisine has on most of what we eat, at least here in America. So to get started, you need a nice pan. Doesn't have to be nonstick, it doesn't matter. We're not cooking high enough for anything to really stick. Everything's being done at a fairly low temperature. You're going to need about 1/4 cup of diced shallot. So like one small little shallot diced up really well. I've already done a dicing video. There we go, that's the word. And so you can just watch it and it'll walk you through. Just do it on a smaller scale because you need a really fine dice. You'll also need about 1 tablespoon of chopped tarragon leaves. You'll also need about 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. Yes, or white wine vinegar, depending on what you like. I like mine, sorry about that. I like mine to be a little bit more astringent, so I like to use white distilled vinegar. I know the French food gods are going to smite me. They can deal with it. You'll also need 3 egg yolks. I'm going to show you how to separate eggs because it's one of those things I had to learn randomly because I was always like, oh my god, how do you separate these? And they would just break and go everywhere. Then you're going to need 12 tablespoons of melted, cooled butter. Clarified butter is preferred. I don't care for clarified butter because it is a whole level of mess on its own. Having to wait for everything to settle, it's just, I don't have time for that. So we're going to use the whole butter. Darn. And I'm going to get my pan started on a low temperature. Oh, one more thing. You need about 1 tablespoon of water as well. Actually, my pan's a little bit warm already, so I'm going to leave it where it is because we need to get everything mixed in. So let's crack this 3rd egg. And I've seen a lot of people that do the eggshell thing where it's back and forth on the eggshells. That's fine, you can do that. Or if you have impeccably clean hands, as Julia Child preferred us all to, then it's so easy to separate them that you just rinse and go, instead of having to worry about the egg yolk getting broken on the shell. You don't want very much of the white, if any at all, just because this is a fat-based sauce, and we want the fat, not the light, actually decent for you part of the egg. So I'm gonna save that for breakfast. Yum. So let's get our 3 egg yolks in my pan, as well as my tablespoon of just regular room temperature water. I'm going to go ahead and get those broken up. And you want your pan slightly warm, but you don't want it hot. So if you've got it on the stove, turn it on on high for maybe 10-15 seconds, just for it to kind of bring the pan up to a warm place. It just helps the yolks kind of break apart a little bit better. But turn it off. Like, turn the pan itself off before you start putting anything in there. You don't want to risk cooking the yolks. Not yet. And I'm just getting them broken up so that they start turning a nice light yellow color, and I'm just going to whisk them for a minute. Until they've really taken on a lovely lightness. So keep whisking. It's actually pretty much there. You want it to be a nice light lemon yellow color, as you can see. And it's about doubled in volume. So now I'm going to add, this is my vinegar, my shallot, and my tarragon. If I can get everybody out of the pool. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. The onion, the vinegar, and that light tarragon scent. Let's just get those mixed in, because now we're going to start cooking. I'm going to be cooking at about 2.5, so quarter heat. We don't want it to go very high at all, because we only want the egg yolks to thicken, but not to cook through, because we risk them scrambling at that point, and that's not tasty. And this is just going to take a couple of minutes for it to really get there, because we're cooking so low. So if you do this, just keep whisking. It's going to take about 5 minutes. So I'm going to fast forward, and I'll see you back in just a second. All right, so our egg yolks have gotten nice and light and thick. So we're going to start adding butter, a couple of teaspoons at a time, maybe a tablespoon. And just start whisking that in. And then we're going to turn the heat off completely, just the first little bit, to start it cooling. If you use just room temperature butter, you're doing great. It doesn't have to be completely melted, trust me. But as long as it will melt in with this gentle, gentle heat, because remember, this sauce is not going to get any hotter than it is right now. And we just keep whisking that butter in a little bit at a time. I'm just going to go ahead and get the last little bit and cheat, because I have a nice deep pan, so I can be slightly more fearless, but only slightly. There we go. And you'll notice that your sauce starts to get a little bit fluffy. That's because the butter is cooling it, and so the protein is setting. And at this point, it is this nice, light, lovely, powdery yellow color. I'm just going to keep whisking for a minute, just to make sure everybody's absolutely happy. Okay. And that, oh my God, that is so lovely. It is a soft flavor. You can add a little cayenne to this, kind of like in a hollandaise, but really, as it is, it's fairly well perfect. And because I want to address this, I did not cook the onion first. A lot of traditional Béarnaise, it calls for the onions to be cooked in the vinegar. So if you're going to do that, you're going to start with a 1/4 cup of vinegar and just low simmer the onion in your vinegar with the tarragon, and just let them cook for about 5 minutes until it's reduced down to about a tablespoon of liquid. But these were very good, sweet shallots, so I didn't want to worry about that. Plus, I like the texture. However, that is Béarnaise. So I'm going to get that in a bowl, and then I'm going to finish getting dinner for my guys. As always, I hope you enjoy getting to start to make some different things and stretching yourself a little bit. I want to work and make anything that seems confusing or overbearing or just a little bit scary in the kitchen, a little bit less so. So feel free to leave notes in the comments. I'm always happy to read them and reply to them. For requests or questions, always happy to answer those too. But I'm going to feed my family, and I hope you take the time to do the same for you and yours. Enjoy it. And remember, everything in moderation, even this absolute fat bomb of dinner, in moderation, tablespoon or two is all you need anyway. It's incredibly rich, but it makes something so delicious and simple and really quick. Did you notice that part? It's really quick. So enjoy. And until I see you again, bye.